BB Sports. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. They'll come out throwing here on first down. That's caught left side by the tight end Boyle. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
These two teams matching up for the second time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6. And it was the visitors getting the win there. So they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
First carry for Nick Chubb. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right.
That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
A little glimpse of his athleticism there and what they're going to have to deal with. He can use his legs to dance around back behind the line of scrimmage and beyond the line of scrimmage.
And wouldn't you love to get a copy of their defensive scouting report going into the week? Because that's been stressed the whole time. Keep him bottled up. Keep him in the pocket. But it's the first drive of the game and emotions are running high. Someone forgot that, trying to make a big play and gave up a bigger one instead.
On first down, he'll drop to throw.
Right back to Duvernay. That's complete.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Out to his left. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They'll try and throw for it here.
Throw right side, pulled in by Higgins.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. They'll throw on first down with Jackson.
This one goes out wide for Barkley.
They find some open field here. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Saquon Barkley. We know how good he is in the running game, but here good yardage in the passing game as he's able to shake free.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. On play action, they'll throw. On the move to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And this pass broken up. But the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. So it sails out of bounds close to midfield, and they'll say actually right at midfield. For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with Saquon Barkley.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, these two teams met in Cleveland earlier in the year with the Browns coming out on top. So a win here in Baltimore would give them the season sweep. 6 yards left on 2nd down.
That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Gets this out to Saquon Barkley.
And he is going to have a Browns first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Gets it to Hardman, a jet sweep. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw into the hands here of Hardman.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
They go play action now. Jackson. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Back-to-back gains of 17, and they are really on the march now. It's a first down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
You would too.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
Second down and goal. Jackson sliding up, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Lamar Jackson, a 3-yard touchdown run, and the Browns add on to their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0.
14, Ravens, nothing.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
On the return, Devin Duvernay. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
They have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And, Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
The Ravens on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The Ravens on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28, and they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward. And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Here's Jackson to throw. Flushed out right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
To the right side and complete to Metcalf. Touchdown! DK Metcalf, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Carlson now to add the extra point. And it is now 21-0.
Makes the score Browns 21, Ravens nothing. Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
On the return is Duvernay. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And, Charles, what a battle this is within the division, because these guys, they've got the lead, but not by much. On the other side of the field, they're knocking on the door and trying to equal them in the wins category.
And I love that second part that you talked about, equaling them in the wins category, because if somehow you get down to the end of the year and they're tied in record, head-to-head's always the first tiebreaker. So the winner of this game, they'll have a big advantage.
3 yards on the pickup there, and they've got it back to 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. Here's Jamie Gillandale as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Hardman on the return.
"35 yards on the return." Picked up some good blocks as well. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Play action. It's Jackson. And that is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the Ravens will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
That's complete to the fullback, Ricard.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Back to throw here. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
but they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Chubb on the counter. Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that one or two guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good, and that will do it for this first half. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with the lead. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started.
Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half it didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
A first down carry for Barkley. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
They'll go to Barkley again. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll run on first down. Barkley. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Barkley. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. From the gun, it's Jackson. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 17-yard line. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. DK Metcalf with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Carlson on for the PAT. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. They'll look to throw.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off at the 48, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Now this defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
A first down run from Barkley, pretty well defended. Give him 3 yards on the play.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
At the Ravens' 40-yard line.
2nd and 7.
Jackson from the shotgun. Rolling to his right.
Catch is made by Metcalf.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him?
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown.
Mecole Hardman
his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Browns are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more.
Ravens 3. Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
At their own 37-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
2nd and 6.
He'll drop to throw. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and a mile. They'll drop to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 39. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
On the return is Duvernay. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll set up to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 15. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. Might get a pick or 2.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
On the return is Duvernay. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he goes across the 20 to the 22.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Ravens on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. Handoff comes to Chubb. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
It's 4th down.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Being chased out left. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at his own 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown.
Well, you don't want to coach him, Charles, to stay in the pocket on every play, but I guess that's the danger of getting outside of the pocket, extending a play, and making a bad throw. Turns into 6 points the other way.
Yeah, sometimes when you get outside the pocket, your vision actually gets obscured a little bit, or you narrow it down too much, and you don't see all the defenders in the area.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
On the return is Duvernay. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be...
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. And he makes it all the way down to the 19. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. They'll try and run some clock here with Barkley. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Strong run, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. To throw is Jackson. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 40-yard line.
2nd and 11. Dancing to his left. He's going to let it fly.
And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumor.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Brings up 4th down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. They'll roll him out right. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Well, the incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
As an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Cleveland,
they climb to 6-2 on the year as they close in on the midpoint of this 17-game schedule.
And they'll head back home next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, the loss will drop them to 6-2.